Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks, and here we stand. Al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, that's Dan, and you're listening to
The ProBoh Show!
Good morning, everyone. It's 8:30 a.m. Central European Time, and you're joining me and Dan live on June the 1st, 2026. No repeating this show, Dan. How you doing in there, Daniel?
I'm doing well.
How was the weekend?
It was a chill weekend.
You didn't do anything?
I went to the movies with my friends.
What did you see?
The new Star Wars one, Mandalorian.
Oh, I've heard it's not very good.
I didn't like it.
No. What was it that you didn't like?
Too much. Well, the beginning is just text
Ah, really?
and politics.
Text and politics.
Star Wars politics. So
Can't be worse than real world politics, dude. Come on. Jabba the Hutt wants to build a wall. We're going to build a terrific wall across the universe. The Jedis are going to pay for it. Yeah, I know. I've heard it's not very good. I've heard it's an episode of the TV show, but lasting an hour and a half, basically. Like, what's the point? Yeah, I will watch it, but I'll watch it on streaming, probably. Okay, yeah, what was my weekend? I went for Galician food on Saturday with relatives of my my lady, and that was nice, man. That was nice. I ate my fill, drank a little bit of Albarino wine. It was nice, and then the rest of the weekend just chilling. Yesterday I fell into a deep coma. I slept I had a 2.5 hour nap, dude. I don't know if that's a consequence of my age, but boy, it feels good. Anyway, enough of my middle-aged man activities. What about you guys, my friends? Why not come and join us live? Be a member of our live audience on twitch.tv/professional bohemian. That's ith.tv.tv/professional bohemian. That's, of course, Bohemio Profesional, pero en inglés. You can also join me and interact with the show outside of our lifetimes. You can do that on my Instagram, which is @professionalbohemian. There you can interact with all the interactive segments that we'll be coming up to today. Shall we see what's coming up? It's a good one today, Dan. Two things we are definitely not qualified to talk about. It's children, having babies. We ask 100 humans today to name a reason not to have a baby. Nombra una razón para no tener un bebé. And the unpopular opinion today. Possibly, is it the silliest reason to have a child? Let's dig in. The concept of continuing your bloodline is silly. El concepto de continuar tu linaje? Yeah. El concepto de continuar tu linaje es una tontería. That's today's unpopular opinion today. Interested in seeing what you guys have to say about this one. Let's see who's joining us live from South Africa. Oh my God, with the one and only Conman. How you doing? He says, yesterday was exhausting. Doing government applications should be considered torture. Yeah, anything bureaucratic is torture for me. I just don't have... Do you have a gestora or gestor?
No.
Do you do your own renta?
Well, my father do it for me.
Oh, your parents.
My parents.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's lucky. That's lucky. I wouldn't... Is it bad that I wouldn't trust my mum to do my declaración de la renta? Yeah, I'm so glad I've gotten that out of the way early. Bridge is here. She says, good morning, my beautiful Bonnie Bouncy Bohemians. Bohemians, and of course, Bouncy, Bonnie, beautifully, bountiful, Bobby, and como no, Dan the radio man. Bridge, you're melting my brain today. Vero says, good morning, beautiful Bohemians around the universe and beyond. Weather-wise, the summer starts today. Jeez, this year is going to be awful. Yeah, it is going to be so hot. I mean, the last few days, Dan, it's been torture for an Englishman. Yesterday, I have to admit, I have a little thing. I like to smoke a cigarette and drink my coffee on a Sunday morning outside. But not outside in a terraza. I mean, literally outside my apartment building. And yesterday, my poor, long-suffering girlfriend was out there with me, looking very embarrassed as I was out there in my pajamas. I'm drinking my coffee and smoking a cigarette. But you know the most wonderful thing happened? As the older people in my apartment building went for their morning walks and saying good morning to me, I met quite a few of my neighbours. I'm going to turn this into more of a tradition, man. It's nice. Nice. Good community action at work. Born to Iron Man's here. Sup, folks? How you doing, BTI? Bridge says, it has been so hot here. Bridge obviously joining us from Cantabria in the north of Spain. Yeah, imagine what it's like in Madrid. It is hot. All right, should we get into some news, Dan? Should we get into some news? What is an important event happening next week, Dan? The most important event happening next week.
The Pope comes to Madrid.
I was actually hoping you would say the Vaughan Radio Trivia Night, Dan. No, but you caught me. You caught me.
Next week.
Yeah.
That is tomorrow.
Next week, yeah, that is tomorrow. But it's still a part of... Oh, sorry, this week. All right. Well, the Pope is coming. I'm going to talk about it, Dan. First of all, as I've mentioned, as I've given lip service to our main event here on Vaughan Radio, the Vaughan Radio Trivia Night is coming up 2nd of June, hosted by the one and only inimitable Alberto Alonso. That's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Toast Tap Room, Malasaña, Calle San Vicente Ferrer, number 33. Do come along. I'll be there. Richard Vaughan will be there. Andrea will be there. Dave will be there. The Wise Owl. Dan is... we won't talk about it, right, Dan? I will store away my disappointment. My pain. Why? Because your friends are graduating, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well...
I also don't want to go to that.
Well, why don't you use one thing as an excuse for the other? You tell the graduation people, I have a work event. And you've already told me you have the graduation. Dude, amateur hour. But no, we were, of course, going to mention the Pope. Yeah, the Pope is coming. Traffic diversions in Madrid for the visit of Pope Leo XIV. Desvíos de tráfico en Madrid por la visita del Papa León XIV. You're polling for work from home right now. I don't want to go on the streets while the Pope is there.
He scares me.
Why? He's the nicest Pope. He's a dope Pope, isn't he? Dope can mean two things, by the way. Dope can be someone who's alguien tonto, or dope can mean like super guay también. Like we have a few words in English that can mean both things. But when I say the dope Pope, I actually like this one, Dan. He hates AI and he hates Donald Trump. Dude, you know what I mean? It's all you need to be all right by me. If you're secularly minded, it's hard to describe the Pope and his role in the world, isn't it? He's kind of like the Dalai Lama meets James Bond. Every couple of years there's a new one, and he just continues the storyline. But yeah, Pope Leo, or Leon as they say here, is coming to visit. How many popes have you lived through, Dan?
I think 3 or 4.
3 or 4. How many have I lived through? I had John Paul I. John Paul Part 2, The Revenge. That was 86. Sorry, John Paul II. Then after John Paul, wasn't it Ratzinger? Not Ratzinger, that's disrespectful. Wasn't it Ratzinger, the one that looked like the Emperor from Star Wars? Wasn't he after John Paul? And then it was the nice Augustinian one. Pope, what was he called? Pope, not this one, the one before. Come on, Dan. Francisco, thank you. Yeah, he was a nice guy as well. And now Pope Leon. So that's 5, is it? Yeah. Favourite Pope, Dan? You have a favourite?
I'm not too much into religion, but I guess maybe Francisco.
I think Francisco. Is this one yet to prove himself? The Papa Americano. Again, like, I like how outspoken he is about issues. He recently released a 140-page document warning people about AI. Dude, you think you get sick of me talking about AI? The Pope is on the bandwagon. And of course, he's coming from the 6th to the 9th. And yeah, just popping over to Madrid to celebrate my birthday with me. Oh, Papa Americano. So should we get into this news? Sorry, look at us. Look at us here, Dan, chatting. We haven't even mentioned the news. This coming from the Demócrata. .es. Madrid is preparing for major mobility disruption during Pope Leo XIV's visit from June 6th to 9th, with most difficult days expected to be Saturday, June 6th and Sunday, June 7th. Good for me that I don't... Oh no, I am leaving the house, Dan. It's my girlfriend's birthday, and I'm going for a dinner with her and her sisters. Uh-oh. Thank you, Dan. Very appropriate. Traffic restrictions began earlier because of assembly and security work around Plaza de Lima and Plaza de Cibeles. And the worst affected areas will include the Castellana, Nuevos Ministerios, Cibeles, Recoletos, Prado, and Alcalá. Authorities are urging people to avoid private car use of public transport instead, and where possible, work from home to ease pressure on the city during the biggest events, including the prayer vigil in Plaza de Lima and the Holy Mass in Plaza de Cibeles. Are you going to go see the Pope, Dan?
No.
No, no.
No, it's going to be overcrowded, so...
If it weren't overcrowded, would you go? Be honest.
Maybe.
Really?
Just for fun.
Oh, yeah, just to see. Just to see him wave. I think this is part of a world tour. It's weird to hear people talking about the Pope visiting, using language that I only reserve for rock bands. It's the Pope's world tour. Are you going to see him? Are you going to go see the Pope? Oh, I didn't really like the last album. I don't think I will. He's not as good live as he is on his albums. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry, I don't mean to be too facetious with Pope Leo, but he is an American Pope. I'm sure he would approve. Let's see. To help residents and visitors get around, EMT buses and BC Madrid will be free, Dan, from June 3rd to the 9th. Although some bus routes will be diverted and some bike stations will close, especially near the main event zones. Cercanías and metro services will be reinforced, but some stations such as Nuevos Ministerios, Sol and Recoletos will face temporary closure or key restrictions at times. Isn't Nuevos Ministerios closed anyway? I think it is. Come on, don't use the Pope. Don't throw the Pope under the bus for your for your temporary restrictions. Taxi services will also be expanded, while tourist coach operations will be limited. The overall advice is to plan journeys, expect delays and closures, and rely on metro, cercanías, EMT, or teleworking wherever possible. That's what you're pushing for, Dan, right? Teleworking, or as Dan calls it, naps. Okay, vamos a hacer siestas hoy. Teletrabajo. Yeah, no, we have actually spoken about it. More than likely, if they do implement teletrabajo in the Vaughan offices, we will still come in, do this show, do Fitz's show, and then ask for pre-recorded programs. So don't worry, you will get your full complement of Vaughan radio programming. Don't worry about that. Bridge says, I especially like this Pope because I believe he is a Pope for the times we are in. Yeah, I feel like that. Don't get me wrong, I liked Francisco as well, and his very inclusive messaging. But this Pope seems like a modern Pope. It's weird to describe. I think he's a 70-year-old man as a modern Pope. But I do think he is. I do love his opinions with regards to artificial intelligence as well. I do have another piece of news with regards to AI, but I don't want to give Dan a headache. Carmen's with us. Good morning, boss. Good morning, Carmen. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Look at that. We've eaten up so much time with our talk of the Papa. Let's move on to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, time for today's brain fart, today's pedocerebral, today's pedomental. It is the concept of continuing your bloodline. El concepto de continuar tu linaje is silly. Es una tontería. You know, it's often easier to talk about bad reasons for having a child than good reasons to have a child. I remember once, it must be around 4 or 5 years ago on this show, I was with Natch, and he was asking me on air, thank you, about, if I wanted children. And, I do kind of want children, but I'm getting a little older now. And he says, why? What's your driving force behind wanting a kid? And I said, among other reasons, one of the reasons I mentioned was, it'd be nice. It'd be nice when I'm older to have someone there I can rely on. And he said, that's a bad reason to have a child. Which made me think, well, what's a good reason to have a child that isn't either selfish or stupid? One of the things I think might be the most silly reason to have a child is the concept of continuing your bloodline. Continuar tu linaje. And that's what we're talking about today. How do you think they voted on Insta, Dan?
I think they voted true.
They did vote true. 68%, leaving 32% of people who voted false. 32% of people out there, Dan, with just vastly superior DNA to everybody else. You know what the world needs? More of me. That's what they're thinking. So blessed is my bloodline that I need to share it with everyone. All right. Interesting. What do you think, Dan? What's your opinion on this one?
I think it's true.
Yeah. It's a bit silly, isn't it? It's a bit silly. I've asked you this many times before, but I'm going to keep on polling you because at your age, I changed like the wind with this. Do you want to have kids?
I don't know. Maybe one day. But not soon.
But not soon, yeah. When the economic situation improves, I imagine, right? Yeah. I kind of feel like that as well, I'll be honest. But what's your what is your main motivator to have children? Because it's just the natural flow of water in society, like, you know, you're in a relationship, you get married, you have kids, that's just what you do. Is it something that you feel a pull towards, like, oh, I need to be a dad? What is it for you?
Maybe because I think I will have fun with some kid.
Yeah, me too. Dude, you just nailed it for me as well. That's my main motivator. I think I'd be a good dad. I think I'd be able to pass on a lot of, you know, hopefully my good qualities and kind of mitigate the bad ones. Yeah, me too. All right, interesting. So thanks for that, Dan. Dan's a true as well. So let's get into the pro column of today's argument, where 68% of people voted today, saying the concept is silly. Es una tontería continuar tu linaje. Most people vastly overestimate their genetic significance. For the overwhelming majority of people, the idea that their specific genes must continue is rooted more in ego than necessity. Humanity will carry on just fine without any particular individual reproducing. I mean, true, right? Why do I need to pass on my premature balding gene? The world doesn't necessarily need more people that look like emojis, right? Your legacy isn't your DNA. The things that truly outlive people are often ideas, relationships, achievements, art, kindness, and influence, not just chromosomes. It's true, if I'm never lucky enough to kind of check that box, I think I've left the world with, you know, at least a penchant for, metacognition, thinking about the way people think. I've left them with a funny play, with a bunch of written material. You know, I've kind of fostered a little legacy for myself, albeit humble. But anyone kind of happens upon my works will be somewhat titillated by them, I hope. So if I don't pass on my DNA, I can be happy with my achievements, or the friendships, or the stories people will tell about me long after I'm gone. Yeah. And genes get diluted incredibly quickly. Within a few generations, your descendants inherit only a tiny fraction of your DNA. The notion of preserving your bloodline is biologically questionable. It's true, I think, isn't it something like 80% of people have DNA from Genghis Khan? We're not all kind of out there invading China, are we? Come on. Family is more than biology. Adoption, step-families, mentorship, and chosen families demonstrate that meaningful human bonds don't require shared genetics. It's true, the people out there with that will probably pass on my legacy beyond me are probably Andy's family, if I'm honest with you. You know, or Alberto's child, or Jack's child, like my chosen family. Oh, I remember Uncle Rob. Remember that time? It treats children as a legacy project. Wanting children solely to extend your bloodline can reduce them to a vehicle for your own immortality rather than valuing them as individuals. Yeah, let's be honest. If you were to have a child, the last thing, if you're anything like me, is the last thing you'd want is a clone of yourself. You'd want someone better, wouldn't you? Right? I mean, that's the idea. At least I project myself into some kind of future where if I'm lucky enough to have a child, I don't want to raise a child with all my flaws. I want someone individual and new and better. The idea often comes from outdated social structures. Historically, bloodlines mattered for inheritance, nobility, and property rights. For most modern people, those concerns no longer apply. Yeah, look, your family jewels can go to the next in line. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. All right, let's get into the cons, shall we? Where 32% of people voted today. Let's see if there's been any shift in that. No, it's still 32% of people voted false today. Let's see. The con column. The concept isn't silly. It's one of humanity's most basic instincts. The desire to pass on your genes is deeply rooted in evolution. From a biological perspective, reproduction is literally the purpose of every species. It's true, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, life can almost scientifically be defined as propagating the species. Like extending your own lifespan, or extending the lifespan of the species through your own DNA. I mean, it's so hardwired into us, into every life form, from something as complex as a human to something as basic as a bacteria or a virus. Let's just reproduce. It provides a sense of continuity. Many people find meaning in seeing themselves as part of a chain connecting past generations to future ones. I mean, that's true, but that can be achieved. That feeling of continuity can be achieved without the reason for having a child being to continue your bloodline. Why did you decide to have me, Daddy? Because I wanted to continue. I wanted another me. I wanted to extend myself into the future. Come on. Children carry more than DNA. When people talk about bloodlines, they often mean family traditions, culture, values, stories, and heritage, not just genetics. That's an important one, I think, for me. Those little traditions, even something as silly as recipes that you pass on from generation to generation. Do you have any recipes or special kind of traditions in your family that you're keen to pass on?
I don't think so.
I have my grandma's special pizza recipe. I will pass on to my kids. The recipe to make platskis, a Polish potato pancake. But probably not much else. Legacy is a legitimate human desire. Wanting a part of yourself to continue after death is a natural response to mortality. Yeah, it is. And I assume when you're on your deathbed, it's probably going to be important to you that there are people around you continuing the traditions and the teachings that you passed on. It's going to be important to you. Way more important than how much shareholder value you managed to create, right? Family history matters to many people. Surnames, ancestry, and genealogy provide identity and belonging that many find deeply meaningful. And the final point here, in the con column, where only 32% up, it shifted to 33, then went back down. 32% of people voted today. The emotional drive is real, even if the logic isn't. Not every important human motivation is rational. This is a very compelling argument. Love, art, religion, family often derive their power from emotion rather than logic. It is possibly the one and only thing that extends humans, makes them special way beyond any technology, and certainly way beyond any other animal. It's our ability to embrace love, art, religion, family, these things that derive their power from an emotional center and not a logical one. Shouldn't we really embrace that? I foresee in the future in a world of AI and intelligences created by ourselves, that is going to be the one thing that really separates us from them. The thing that makes us special. That desire to speak to a human rather than a recorded voice. That need to offload our problems to another human set of ears rather than some chatbot. It is that. Our willingness and desire to embrace the illogical, the emotional. Interesting, friends. Well, look, who cares about my ideas? What we care about here is yours. So I'm going to ask you to vote. The concept of continuing your lineage, your bloodline, is silly. El concepto de continuar tu linaje, don't know why it's costing me so much to pronounce that word, es una tontería. True or false? I will post a poll in the chat, and you, my friends, you will tell me. All right, we're going to go to a very quick commercial break while you guys vote. Thank you, Con, our representative from South Africa, for posting the poll. It's there. You can vote right now. Do call 91-133-5833, 91-133-5833. Speak to a Vaughan representative. Find out how we can level up your English, Spanish, German, French. Oh, my God. Trust us, 50 years of experience, and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind the scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, ProBoh. Okay, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. You're joining me and Dan live at 9 a.m. Central European Time on this, the 1st of June. I think, is today the first day of summer, Dan? Is that?
I don't think so. I think it's on the 21st.
21st. Okay. It feels like the first day of summer. Boy, it's hot out there. Everywhere, apparently, we are still trapped under the heat dome that has been causing quite a lot of havoc here in Western Europe. Well, all over, even in the UK, experiencing record temperatures. Temperature records being broken over and over again. And here in Spain, obviously no different, although we are a little more used to it than our friends in Northern Europe. Which is it's like, I will quite often say quite glibly, right? Oh, look at you. We get 40 degrees here every summer. What are you complaining about? Fact of the matter is, in the UK and in Northern Europe, they don't have air conditioning everywhere. They're not prepared for that kind of heat, right? Look at me, walking back my own tonterias. You still have time to vote, by the way. 4 minutes left on our final vote on today's unpopular opinion. We'll get back to that in a second. What did we talk about in the first half of the show? Well, we mentioned Pope Leo. Pope Leo the 14th, is it? Jeez, Louise, look at me. So poorly prepared am I. We spoke about Pope Leo the 14th's visit to Madrid from the 6th to the 9th. If you're in Barcelona, he's going there from the 9th to the 10th. Not saying there is competition between Madrid and Barcelona. I would never dream of doing that, Dan. He's here for 3 days. He's in Barcelona for 1. Whatever. It's not a competition. Anyway, before I get into a real trouble, no more death threats. So far this year, 0 death threats, so I'm happy. Last year, 1. All right, we talked about, in our unpopular opinion today, the concept of continuing your bloodline. El concepto de continuar tu linaje. It's silly. Es una tontería. The votes are coming in thick and fast. You've got 3 minutes to cast your vote. You can do that on twitch.tv/professional bohemian. twitch.tv/professional bohemian. That's Bohemia Profesional, pero en inglés. All right, let's get into some comments we received in the chat. Have I shifted your needle at all? I think you're probably still a true today, aren't you, Dan?
No, I'm still a true.
Yeah. The more I spoke about it, the more true I felt. There are several selfish reasons, I think, to have a kid. One of which is, as I said to Natch that day, I'd like to have someone to take care of me when I'm an old man. Selfish. And I also think it's quite egotistical to want to continue your own DNA. You know, that being the primary principle of having a kid. What is so special about your DNA? What's so special about mine? Nothing. Poor eyesight and premature male pattern baldness. It's almost a blessing if I don't pass that on, isn't it? Anyway, let's see what you guys are saying here in the audience. Some great comments, by the way. You're doing good work out there. Let me do a little scrolling, see if I can catch up with where we were. Okay. Okay, I think we started off with Carmen. Carmen says, I wish I could participate in the debate, but I can only lurk these days. How do you say hervir la sangre in English? Makes my blood boil. We say the same thing. Hervir la sangre. Makes my blood boil. Or it pisses me off if you want to be if you want to be a little more colloquial. Gigi Pons is here. Difficult one. Maybe in some way we keep somehow living as long as we are remembered by our children, grandchildren, and so on. Yeah. I think, you know, as long as we remember our names, or we remember the names of those that came before us, we live on, don't we? We live on in stories much more than in DNA. You know, it's not going to matter anything to my grandchildren that they're bald by the age of 13. They're not going to know. But, you know, if they have a few interesting stories to tell of their great, crazy grandpa, that kind of lives a little longer in my mind. I don't know if you'd agree with that. Bridge says, Bob wants a new and improved one. A new and improved what, Bridge? I'm missing something. Vero says, true, may have different interests from their parents or other ancestors. Why follow the bloodline if you don't like it? That's true. That's true. I mean, imagine your family committed some atrocity. I'm sure Hitler has a few nephews knocking around, right? Like, imagine that's your bloodline, you know? Interesting. Where are we? That makes sense. Okay, you guys correcting each other. Pope Leo XIV's visit will coincide with Bad Bunny's stay in Spain. The cities will be packed with people. Yeah, Bad Bunny's coming. Excited, Dan?
Hello.
Can you name a Bad Bunny song? Yeah, no, me neither.
No.
Don't worry about it. Do you think they're coming? Do you think there's a coincidence that they're coming? Because you got to imagine a lot of people will be entering the city. Is this Bad Bunny going, okay, we can monopolize on all this traffic? You know what would be really great if the Pope went to the Bad Bunny concert? Where is he playing, by the way? Do you know where Bad Bunny's playing?
In the Wanda Metropolitano.
Ah, okay, in the Wanda. Anyway, so Bad Bunny and the Pope coming. So it doesn't matter where you are in the religious spectrum. You'll have something to do in Madrid this weekend. I'm really excited about Mad Cool, I'm going to be honest with you, dude. Very excited about that. That's coming up next month. I'll be going with my lady. Have you ever been to the Mad Cool Fest, Dan?
Twice.
You worked there, right? Are you working there this year?
No, I didn't work there finally.
Ah, you didn't?
I couldn't.
Oh. Wah, wah, wah. Well, if you're there, dude, you know, let me know. I'll make sure I can avoid you. Joking, Dad, come on. Let's see. Let's continue on, shall we? Okay, I did get some messages on Instagram with regards to this one. Let me just scroll to them real quick. Gabriel Fonseca says, I agree. Most people couldn't name their great-grandparents, yet they talk about bloodlines like they're preserving a dynasty. Do you know the names of your great-grandparents, Dan?
No.
No, me neither, dude. And it's true, right? I mean, what's more important, really? What's more important, really? Your DNA or the stories, the memories you leave behind? It's an interesting one. I mean, you can imagine generations of the Vaughan family will remember Richard because he's casts a long shadow. But if I were to reproduce, I'd be forgotten in 2 generations easily. Holly Mercer says, I think the phrase sounds dramatic, but for many people, it's really about family, not genetics. You see, this is what gives me pause, right? It is more about family. But the scientific argument is a strong one, right? I mean, the idea that every life form, the remit of every life form is to propagate the species. is to continue the species by any means necessary. From a complex life form like ourselves to more basic life forms like a virus. Or what we want to do is reproduce and spread and be successful genetically. And I think that's almost hardwired into us. And our societal reaction to that is the idea of forming dynasties and preserving bloodlines. But it comes from something a little bit more hardwired into what it means to be alive, right? Which is why we get terrified when we talk about AI that trains and releases its own versions of itself, which is happening now. We read that piece of news on Friday, right? Lucas Vargas says, the idea that your DNA is somehow special enough to be preserved forever has always seemed a bit strange to me. Yeah, I know. I almost feel like my DNA would be a curse. And Camille Dubois, wow, amazing name, come on, says legacy makes sense. Focusing specifically on a bloodline feels outdated in a world with adoption, blended families, and all kind of family structures. I can get down to that. I can get down with that. Look, if I do or did really, and we're not in touch anymore. I did have one friend who was adopted. And I don't think the fact that he didn't share the same DNA with his parents made the blind bit of difference to the legacy of that family. Do you know what I mean? I think legacy is much more about the stories. I think we humans are pattern matching machines. I mean, the idea of telling and preserving stories is so hard-coded into our DNA that it's almost impossible to separate from the human condition, isn't it? Everything was a story. Before we even learned writing, our traditions were orally transmitted. And the history of our lineage and our dynasty, for the want of a better word, is one of stories. Like, I still to this day tell stories about my grandpa, my Polish grandpa, my stern Polish grandpa, who once threw his false teeth over the side of the road in Germany. Or my little Italian grandma who spent a good minute waving at a lady at the other side of a shop before realizing it was a mirror. You know, beautiful people that will live on in my memory, and then that I then share with you guys. I mean, that's legacy, isn't it? That's the real value and beauty of whatever dynasty there is in the ProBoh family. Let's see. Vero says, you can have a family without having the same blood running through your veins. I consider Bohemians and Warriors my other family. Oh, let's get a ProBoh approved for that. I like that.
ProBoh approved.
I mean, yeah, I think it's accurate to say in this day and age, now we've kind of evolved a little bit with our perception of what a family is. Our chosen families have become just as important as our genetic ones, haven't they? I mean, I consider Andy and her family my family. You know, I babysit the girls. I miss them when I don't see them, you know. I have a great relationship with Richard, my long-time mentor. Andy's little brother Jack feels like a little brother to me. His daughter calls me Uncle Rob. You know, that's family. What's this? Aprobación cultural, Dan. Apropiación cultural. Why do you say that? Because I want to be Spanish so bad.
No, because you wanted to be in other family.
Yeah. I just put myself in there. They can't get rid of me now, Dan. I'm like luggage. Once you buy it, you just have to find a space for it. I'm human herpes, Dan. I'm with you for the rest of your life. I hope you realize that when you sign the contract to work here. Oh, dear. Carmen here in the audience says, to me, it's just ego issues, and I'm sorry to say this, selfish, nonsense, and old-fashioned, with my respects. Yeah, I think it's a little old-fashioned and selfish too, but I do think it speaks to something more hardwired into every kind of life form, right? You know, not just we humans, like every species works towards success, doesn't it? And success in terms of species is, being propagated, not going extinct. That's success, isn't it? And every species tries to extend its own life beyond the life of the individual. And I think when we talk about dynasty and extending, when we talk about dynasty and extending our bloodlines, I think it's maybe a consequence of that, albeit old-fashioned. I think the modern take on that is living on through stories. Well, I mean, in fact, it's not even really that modern, is it? All right, shall we get to the results of the poll, Dan? It's a fascinating discussion today, guys. Thank you so much for participating in it. A lot of you watching right now. All right. So I made the statement that the concept of continuing your bloodline is silly. El concepto de continuar tu linaje es una tontería. And you guys said 83% true. Yeah, I can get down with that. Dan, you happy with that? I think I'm happy with that. That seems like a fairly rational take on it. But there are things to be said for the idea of continuing a bloodline. Not only its heritage in human history as just a way to preserve inheritance and things like that. If that's important to you, then who are we to say, no, that's just silly, you're selfish. I mean, I think when it comes from a really egotistical place, then you can easily label it as a bit silly. But when it comes to more pragmatic reasons, then it seems to make sense, doesn't it? And then we draw a line back to, to the very essence of what life means and what species do to garner success, extending our DNA beyond our own lifetimes. It just seems to make sense, right? Seems to make sense. But all those friends, you know what they are, right? They're just opinions. And as Grandpa Bo used to say, his heritage, his dynasty represented through me, he used to say, well, opinions, they're like buttholes. Everyone has one, they all stink, including mine. Let's move on to today's 100 Humans. Oh my God. It was a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys, and on that walk I encountered 100 humans and I asked them all a question. Today's question was, name a reason not to have a baby. Nombra una razón para no tener un bebé. I asked them that question, they gave me their answers. I'm in possession of the top 7 answers right now. Your job in the audience is to identify those top 7 answers. Oof, a lot of you interacted on Instagram today, so thank you. Carlos, Africa, Nelsie, Noel, Gemma, Tigre Devil, MP Contel, Carmen, Mumaloz, Anna Kassan, Ivan GP, Ivan Samaroff, Tob, all of you. If I didn't read out your name, Uncle Rob still loves you. All right, Dan, kick us off. Name a reason not to have a baby.
They are expensive.
They are expensive.
It's true.
Not financial instability. So
That's
Spanish.
a way to say it.
So Spanish. Me cayó del mano. It fell from my hand. You didn't drop it. So Spanish. They're expensive. That's about financial instability right now.
It's the same.
Is financial instability there? Instabilidad financiera. Okay, son carros, right, Dan? Is it there? Yes, it is, Dan. Well done. Look, I agree, Dan. I'm not trying to poo-poo your ideas. I'm just saying, phrasing. All right. 30 of 100 humans said that, Dan, and it's the number 1 answer. All right. Very, very good. Vero says, let's see the chat here. Economy. I think that falls under financial instability. Vero, well done. Not being able to provide the basics. You need to be a little more specific, Bridge. You need to be a little more specific with that one. Infertility, says Vero. Infertility. Oh, Dan, are you going to let me atar cables today? No, right? Okay, I can't give it to you. I'm sorry. Infertility is not there. Something maybe perhaps related is Uncertain future, says Gigi. Uncertain future. Eesh. No, can't give it to you. Sorry. Atar Cabos, thank you. Sorry, Vero. I said Cablis again, didn't I? Atar Cabos, my bad. I will get it eventually, Vero. You'll have to repeat that correction about 1,000 times.
But it doesn't sound bad as well.
I know. I think it's because it doesn't sound bad. I keep on saying it. Anyway, thank you, Dan. I appreciate your support. Is sex life there? Or lack of, if you have a baby, right? Is sex life there? No, it's not. Wah, wah, wah. By the way, I do like it when you correct my Spanish, guys. Let's see. Only one, says Africa. I believe it should be name a reason not to have a baby. Did I say what? How did I phrase this on Instagram? Let me go and check. Name a reason not to have a baby. Okay. I don't understand why everyone's freaking out about that, but whatever. I appreciate it. Let's see. Age, says Noel. Age. Too old. Am I too old to have a baby, Dan? What do you think? Oh, that look.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, Dan, no, but the look said it all, man.
No, I'm saying that if you want...
Oh, my God, Dan.
I didn't say nothing.
Finally, I find a good relationship partner. Now you're going to tell me I'm too old.
Ya vas tarde.
Ya vas tarde. Oh, Dan, if I wasn't on the radio now, you know what I'd call you? Mother. Anyway, let's continue.
I didn't say anything.
Look. It's fine, Dan. It's fine. Where are we? Too old, says Noel. Is too old there? Kind of, but not really. I can't give it to you, sorry. Hang on, let me see if I can find a correct answer here. Because almost everyone is saying like financial reasons, money, the economy. Mumalos says the economy. Ivan GP says money. Ivan Samrov, financial cost. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Tubbs, that Tubby guy on Instagram, says genetic diseases. So like health concerns, right? Problemas de salud. Is health concerns there? Yes, it is. Well done. All right, health concerns is there. 6 of 100 humans said that. It's also in 6th place. Vero also said health. Well done. And age. Feeling a little attacked now, guys. Mia on Instagram, she says relationship issues. Problemas de pareja. Relationship issues. Is that there? Yes, it is. Well done. Okay, we're on fire now, guys. Relationship issues is there. 5 of 100 humans said that's in 7th place. Oh, Dan. I'm not going to come to you again for the rest of the show. Dark Muesli says infertility. Dark Muesli joining us in the chat. Infertility. We had that before. It's a good answer, but it's not there, Dark Muesli. Well done. All right. Raj says... Then, yeah, well, he says not in an emotional place. Not to be ready emotionally. No estar preparado emocionalmente. Is not to be emotionally ready there, or not ready emotionally. Yes, it is. Well done. All right, 12 of 100 humans said that. It is in 3rd place. All right, I want you to think about priorities. Priorities will give you another one of the answers. You prioritize something else, but what is that something else? There you go. There's a little clue for you. Let me go back to Instagram. Nelsie says Trump and his dream about the 3rd World War, AI, high cost of living, North Korea, and freedom, says Nelsie. Jeezy Louise. Are any of those there? Not really, but the good answers. Thank you, Nelsie. Money and society, says Gemma. Not having a reason, says Tigre Devil. Not having a reason to have a baby. I mean, is there really a valid reason? I don't know. I mean, obviously, there is a simple answer to this. Simple answer. Some people are born Oof, I can't. I don't want to give you too many clues because Dan gets angry with me. Vero says work and time. Well, work, she says, first of all. Career priorities, right? So you prioritize your career more than anything else. Is career priorities? Prioridades profesionales, is that there? Yes, it is. Well done. 12 of 100 humans said that. It's in 4th place. And she also says time. Gigi also said career. Well done, Gigi. Time. You just don't have the time to have a baby. Oh my God. Who's going to play all the video games? That's not a reason not to, Dan. I wish you'd say these things on Well, what do you say?
I said unwanted pregnancy.
Unwanted. Do you mean by unwanted that you just don't have the desire to be a parent?
No, that you are pregnant.
Say yes now.
Yes.
So no desire to be a parent. Is that there? Thanks, Dan. That was very insightful. No tener deseo de ser padre o madre. Is it there? Yes, it is, Dan. Oh my God. Wow, where do you just picked that out of nowhere, Dan. Look at you. It's there. It's the 7th most popular answer. So time, says Vero. Just not having the time. Oh my God. You know, I've still got games on my Steam list that I haven't played. I don't have the time for having a baby. Is it there? Yes, it is. Well done. Guys, first day of the week, and you have completed today's 100 humans. Let's go through the list. I asked 100 humans, nombra una razón para no tener un bebé. Name a reason not to have a baby. In position number 7. No desire to parent. No tener el deseo de ser padre o madre. I don't know how Dan did it, but he picked that out of thin air. Well done, Dan. 6 of 100 humans. In position number 6. Health concerns. Problemas de salud. In position number 5. Relationship issues. Problemas de pareja. In position number 4. Prioridades profesionales. Priorities. You prioritize your career, or you have career priorities. 12 of 100 humans said that one. In position number 3. Not ready emotionally. No estar preparado emocionalmente. 12 of 100 humans also said that one. In position number 2, we had a lack of time. Just don't have the time. Falta de tiempo. I've got to go see the Pope. I've got the... Dad, stop laughing. The Alberto Alonso trivia night on the 2nd of June at 8 p.m. at the Toast Taproom Malasaña. I just don't have the time. That's 18 of 100 humans said that. I don't think going to see the Pope is a good reason, is it? Oh, really? Oh, my God. And finally, in position number 1, we had financial instability. Thank you so much, guys. I've had a lot of fun today. I will see you tomorrow with more ProBoh Show. See you next time.